What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Let's get right into it. Let's talk about Tony Pollard's big day versus the Bears yesterday. So Tony Pollard had an amazing day yesterday, a breakout game of sorts, and it's something that's I think signaled the end for Zeke's time with the Dallas Cowboys. As we all know, Zeke signed that major deal a couple years ago that takes him all the way up in contract with the Cowboys until 2026. But there is an out clause for the Cowboys this summer after this season, and I think it's going to be taken by the Cowboys. I think Zeke will be released. It makes the most sense. Tony Pollard, who's a free agent this season as well, after this season, he's going to get paid something decent by the Cowboys, I believe. Because, Zeke isn't a RB1 anymore. With all due respect to him, Zeke had a amazing first couple years, but right now Zeke is more of a rotation back. He's not an RB1. And even though he starts over Pollard, I think that's just off of the respect, off of the contract, off of the just what he done prior in his early years. But and especially like I said, Pollard was a later round pick. Pollard's getting $1 million per year basically the last couple of years. So you kind of have to pay, and you had no out prior to this year, so you kind of had to pay Zeke, play Zeke one, just to keep morale up. And Zeke is still talented. It's not like he sucks, but he's not what he was, and there's nothing wrong with that. It happens. It comes with age. It comes with wear and tear. But I got really excited. I'm very interested to see how Pollard plays as RB1 next year. Excuse me, because it should be fun. It should be looking like prime Zeke. Zeke was doing things Pollard did yesterday. 3 touchdowns. Well, he didn't do 3 touchdowns exactly, but just dominating the game, catching and running wise. When Zeke was healthy first couple of years, oh, he was a problem. And not comparing the two, but I'm very excited to see Pollard play. I for some reason I caught myself thinking I kind of have an affinity for Memphis running backs. Going to Antonio Gibson, the guy Henderson. I keep forgetting his first name, some with the D. D. Henderson from the Rams, Tony Pollard. It's been a couple Memphis running backs I've liked a whole lot, and I think it's coming back from my college days, well, my high school days. I went to college games. Some teams were recruiting me, and for some reason, I kept going to home games and they played Memphis. And Memphis always had a pretty good team. That's around the time they had Paxton Lynch, and they had a couple good receivers around them, decent old linemen, decent running backs. So I've always, I think just from my high school years watching them play, against teams I was being recruited to play for. I didn't play for none of the teams actually, but I was on the recruit trail, trying to sign a scholarship, stuff like that. But watching Memphis play so many times and so many years, it was about 2 3 year stretch. I seen so many good Memphis running backs. Even though they didn't make it to the league, they always had a pretty good program during that time and pretty good players. And even since then, actually, because as we know, more running backs came from that system since I've seen them play. Like I said, Paxton Lynch came out, 2014, 2015 into the NFL draft, somewhere around that time. So, so that's just a little tangent. But on to the main part of the story. I'm really excited to see Tony Pollard be running back one. He showed out yesterday. He showed up, showed out, played well against the Bears. And I don't take it too serious. The Bears are the Bears. They just lost Robert Quinn. Roquan Smith could be on the move. I think he will be. I did a prediction video a couple weeks ago on Roquan Smith potentially being traded this NFL trade deadline period to the LA Chargers. I think he's on his last year of his deal as well, same as Pollard. But I don't think the Bears will resign him. He doesn't fit the scheme. He's not a 4-3 guy. He's more of a 3-4 linebacker. So why not trade him and instead of us let him walk for a conditional third or fourth round pick? But I think Zeke will be cut. And you see Jerry Jones. Coming out after yesterday's performance by Pollard saying there's no running back controversy. It definitely isn't. After the season, Zeke is gone. There's no question about it. It's going to stay the same way once Zeke gets back healthy. Zeke will be RB1, Pollard will be 2, and next year from this point on, they might give Pollard a good 2-3 year deal, probably front loaded heavy, so he can get all his money early. Probably a nice size contract. No projections here, but probably something decent. But yeah, he's definitely staying in Dallas. I was thinking yesterday after the game, I'm like, man, where could Tony Pollard go? I know he's a free agent after this season. Where could he go to start? I'm looking at teams, looking at rosters. I'm like, man, I'm like, dang, he's staying in Dallas. He's staying in Dallas. I look at Zeke contract. I'm looking at, you know, everyone been stating that Pollard should have been starting since last year. But as I said earlier, Zeke has, I don't know, rightfully so. I'm not sure rightfully so or not, but Zeke has that edge on him just via contract and just time in. Zeke's a vet. Zeke's 27, and he gave his all he gave his all throughout his whole career with the Dallas Cowboys, but especially gave his all, well, great play, I'll say, first couple years. But I respect Zeke to the fullest because when Zeke had those injuries back-to-back years and people asking was he done and could he be back to form, Zeke went on the beach and Zeke went in the sand and lost all that. Remember, he went to the beach, came back, lost all that weight, got super small and all that stuff. He tried his best. Zeke never reached back to his prior form, but Zeke is definitely trying. He just tried in the past to stay healthy, to get his body in shape, to eat better, to play better. It didn't quite happen like how we wanted, like how he wanted, or how his fans wanted. I'm not a Cowboys fan myself, but I do respect all players. I know what it takes to get there. I do have old teammates of high school days and stuff like that in the NFL, so I know what it takes to get there to a certain degree. And Zeke definitely, when the questions were asked on Zeke after big contract, after bad seasons or injury shortened seasons, Zeke came in, lost the weight, came in great shape, and tried his best. So that's all you can ask for, man. But I definitely think this is last year with the Dallas Cowboys. That out makes the most sense to take it now. If you don't take it now, I think that's the only year that they could take it. It's built into the contract, and he's on the roster to a 2026 or 2027 season, and that can't happen. That cannot happen the way he's playing now. Like I said, he's not playing bad, but he's not playing great either. He's playing solid, but that contract is worth a lot more. Is worth a lot more play left to be desired from Zeke's side. That I don't think his body or just he just can't hold up anymore. He just can't hold to that level of play anymore, which is fine. It definitely happens. But Zeke will go to another team. He'll play well. He'll be a part of a rotation, and I think he'll be fine. But Pollard deserves the number one spot. He deserves a decent contract, get some bread in his pocket. Playing for $1 million the last couple of years, being their best running back on the roster is wild, but it happens. It definitely happens. But I'm excited for Pollard's future. I'm also excited for Zeke's future. I believe Zeke will end up somewhere decent, and he'll play well. Hopefully, he can stay healthy. But I think this will be the end of Zeke's season, Zeke's time with the Cowboys this season. But he had a great career there. Great career, great start. And a very solid, strong finish. Let's see if they can finish strong in the Super Bowl. They're definitely able. I think once they get more rhythm with Dak at quarterback, they get Zeke back. The defense look like they're playing well. They might can make some noise in the playoffs, so we'll see what happens. But that's it for video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time.